here. Hey guys, welcome. It is February 19th on a Monday night call. If you can do me a favor, if you have another computer or if you're on your phone and you have a computer next to you, please ping the promoter group and the chat. It's not mandatory to jump on a live, but it is mandatory to actually listen to it sometime from the time it gets posted. Because the thing is, our organization is literally all over the world, all the way from China to Australia to Canada to we're not in Antarctica yet, but basically we're all over and time zones are crazy. One of the things that we need to do is focus on building our businesses, but we can't build it as large as we want if we're not duplicating. And duplication comes from coming from the same information across different languages and, of course, different time zones. So one of the things we will be installing, we have installed the last couple of weeks, is we want you to tell your promoters, this is a promoter call plus the hangout. Once the recording goes up, tell them to watch it recording and then in the comments say watched. So it kind of gives us an idea of who's actually on the ball because, hey, I get it. Travel, kids, soccer season, whatever it is, that's the person you're not going to give more time to because obviously they're too busy, right? So give them a week to recover, and then next week ping them again, hey, we're doing a next call, and then we're going to be able to really funnel this in and actually get them to their next goal. But I wanted to cover a couple things tonight. Number one, there is, I believe there's a sale. Can someone go, who has information on the sale right now? What is this thing right here? Let's see here. You can get a free box. President's Day offer, which is today. Get a free box if you generate 245 new BV. And if you're brand new, this is actually a good trial run for you. BV is just bonus volume. That's the volume you get paid on. I think we saw a couple questions, so I wanted to answer this head on. How do you calculate your BV? So inside of your back office, you can get a download of, depending on what country you're selling to, you actually get in which product you're selling to and if it's on sale or not. Every dollar that goes in, there's a very specific volume that comes out, and the volume you get paid on is called literally BV. I think it's called bonus volume. And from that, let's say, I think a box of a box that costs $130, you get like 80, I think. I think that I put that in there. 60 or 80, I can't remember. So from there, you can determine how many boxes you need to sell to hit some of these contests. So Prove It does these contests all the time. I think last week we had the MVP reset. So everyone who hit that, fabulous job on that. And then this one is the one-day president's offer of a free box of Max, which is a retail price of like $130, which is pretty sick considering you can retail that off for like $140 if you break it into 2 10 days, I guess. So, okay, so let's get down to it. Had a bunch of new people jump in. We still have questions on how the business runs, and I think a lot of that comes down to not understanding why we do the things that we do and how it supports your business, okay? Now, this is a promoter group. This is an open group to raise questions. I'll open my questions if I see a question right here. Good evening. No, Mindy says good evening. Good evening, Mindy. If you have any questions, put it to the side. And this isn't about me teaching all night. It's about me answering the questions you need to make the next week successful. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Lawrence Tam. I am a Circle of Champion inside of Prove It. I hit rank 6 the first month. I am a rank 7, which is over 100,000 in volume. I am training currently the Asia team in a couple spots. My Asia team has over 1,800 people in 30 days. And so if there's a question, if the things that we do actually work, right, you can either A, follow what we do and actually hopefully attach yourself to things that work, or B, Lawrence, I'm going to do exactly the way I'm going to do it because I feel like I'm going to do it better. And that's fantastic. But I'm just to let you know, I've been in this network marketing, community building space for a very long time. I've made over $3 million in network marketing. And if you want to butt heads about it, I'm not here to butt heads about it. I'm just going to lay down the rules of what works for me my organizations, the last couple companies, I was the #1 income earner and #1 recruiter. And I would love to share that with you. But if you have pride, or if you have, I was diamond in another company, blah, 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 that's fantastic. I'm just going to tell you what's working today, right? It's not what you've done in the past. It's what have you done for me lately. And I want to be able to show you what is working right now, right? And if you can put aside your degrees, your PhDs, and all the letters behind your name and how much money you've made in your business, and you become a student, which I have, right? You tend to make more money. This is the promoter hangout. This is not to beat around the bush. We're all here to make some money. But I do understand some of you want to hang out. I do understand some of you really just want to learn. Some of you want to learn marketing. That's fantastic. I just want to be very clear and honest with you. I'm here to make you hit your business goals. And anything on top of that, definitely contact me. Hey, I need Lawrence. I need help with 3 ways because I'm unsure of my posture, or I'm unsure of how to post on Facebook because I'm not really good at social media. These are all fantastic questions that lead to the end goal. Can we get you to your goal? Some of you want to make a couple $100 a month. Some of you want to make a couple $1,000 a month. Fantastic. Let us help you get there. But no matter what strategy, process, or duplication system we install, if you don't believe first that it is for you and will work for you, you won't do it, right? So can I get a raise of hands that you will like at least attempt it? At least tell me in a private message. Thank you for the hands. Tell me in a private message, Lawrence, I did it 1,000,000 times and it did not work. Well, then tell me. Well, I'm up for suggestions if you can alter the system that makes it work. But what I do is I do not reinvent the wheel. All I do is make that wheel a little bit better. My background is engineering. I'm like Christopher Norton. I like things more efficient. My thing is progress, is efficiency, is growth, right? And the easiest way to determine if that's you, if you made $30,000 a month for a year, is that good or is that bad? I think that's a very simple question. Just ask yourself. Charlie's like, I'd be dancing. I'd be dancing immediately if I'm making $30,000 a month, right? But some of you are like, well, why are you not making $35,000? Well, why are you not making $40,000? Well, what's the problem, right? So it's a very different idea. So let's break down what physically works. And this is based on a model from someone cross-lined to us, Jessie Lee Ward, right? She's cross-lined under Lisa Grossman, and she's done this in multiple companies. She pioneered the actual term ATM, and no matter what you hear, she literally is the one who created it, so I give her props. So if you hear anything different, they're lying. She actually created it. She's built multiple network marketing companies to hundreds of thousands of people, way bigger than myself. So I can say, well, Jessie, I've made more money than you. Or Jessie, I was the #1 recruiter of, X, Y. It doesn't even matter, right? The history is the history. So if I can put aside my history to learn from one of the best in the industry as of today, Jessie Lee Ward's doing a fantastic job, hopefully I can get your buy-in that you can do the same thing too. So here's what she does. Facebook. Does anyone here have a true and honest objection why they cannot build on Facebook, right? Because if there is, we can work on a private one-on-one. I would like to see what that is. If maybe you think you have to use paid ads, you don't. That's not what we do. If your objection is you have to be using a professional photo and you have to be, super, professional. No, you don't. Have you seen some of my stuff? You don't. I'm not professional at all. You're just yourself, okay? So if we can clear the mud and say Facebook should be your defining marketing piece in how you build your business, it's Facebook. It's just Facebook, right? But before we go into Facebook, it is Hot Market. Hot Market. If you have not used this Hot Market script in our prover 8FM promoter prover group, you're missing on sales, right? And I'm going to take you back to what the belief level is, okay? Just bear in mind. If you did not believe the product worked for yourself and other people and was not a viable business solution, would you approach more or less people in your daily life? Simple question. If your belief level was here and my belief level was here, and we were to approach the same person on the same day, who do you think would either open the conversation of what do you know about ketones and ketosis, or keto max and ketosis, or hey, are you on Facebook and I have a pretty cool group I think you dig, whatever. Who do you think is focused on helping that person do better, right? And I truly believe it's the person with belief. So today I got the information of the person who sold me my Audi Q7. I got the information to my car mechanic. There was one other person. My son goes to a Mother's Day out. He's 5 years old. He has 2 teachers. Both of them are actually in our keto friendly group. So when I literally say Frank, friends, relatives, associates, neighbors, kids' parents, right? Where does your belief level start and where does it end? And that's just what I'm saying, guys. Don't make it more complicated than like, I need to buy Facebook ads or I need to get a big billboard, or you don't do any of that, right? If you're not generating your first couple of sales, your hot market should supply you your first 2 sales, or at least your product is free. And literally you are running a business that costs $3 a month. 3 times 12 is $36. So, okay, little less, a dollar more, $37 a year makes you a promoter here. So gut check. If you do not have your product for free, reach out to your sponsor, reach out to a circle of champion like Hillary or myself. Let's get your product for free, right? Let's just not worry about everything else. Everything else is maybe too daunting. Facebook, Instagram, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Let's get your product for free, right? And if it's like 2 is a lot of people, I'll go, well, can we get 1 this month? Can we help 1 person this month? So let me give you an example of who drinks ketones in my personal family. I drink twice. My wife, my mother-in-law, my mom, my brother-in-law, my sister, all right? Today, that's what I forgot. Jessica got the wife of an emergency ER doctor to drink ketones. Not because she was like, how do I creatively say, would you like to buy a pack of 5? We had lunch, and Jessica's like, guess what we're drinking? Bam! She busted out a raspberry lemonade, mixed it right in front of her, and have her drink it while we're having sandwiches. That's it. Super simple. But if you're like, oh, man, I don't know. I only lost like 5 pounds. I don't know if I want to talk to my friend about this. Hey, that's on you, and we'll figure out a way for you to break out of your shell. But how many people a day do you meet, right? If it's 0, we will find different ways to do this. I gave Lori Krosik, if she's on, we gave her an idea to do something where it's like this. She already has authority. She can branch out. She has 20 groups that she can target. But let's go with hot market first. Brian, if it's not too noisy, can you talk about the hot market you did? You did a hot market. Yeah, he's not even on. He jumped off. He did a hot market yesterday, and he literally said, hey, can you do me a favor? That, like, guys, if you don't have guys or gals who owe you something, in the end, do you honestly believe if they drank ketones, it would do nothing for them? Then yeah, of course you wouldn't do it. But like my buddy I grew up in high school with, and actually middle school with, we had dim sum. Guess what I brought with me? I brought with me ketones. There is no way he's not trying it, right? Now, you might be thinking, Lawrence, you're an internet marketer. Why would you like get people to drink it with you in person? Well, if I did not, I would not have brought on Ben Bradley. I don't know if Ben Bradley's on. Ben Bradley is he's going to be a superstar, man. He's hungry as heck. And the only reason we met was because I was networking at local chapters of business networks, right? And that was it. And if it wasn't for that, there was no way I would have met him. Because he knew I was on the internet, but, Facebook is funny like that. You got to go out and actually meet people. So have lunch. So Carla, Christopher Norton met Carla at our mixer last Friday. The only reason she was able to, I think she sent out like 30 packets, like 25 days, like 5-10 days, and like I think 20 days or something ridiculous. She sold her entire pack out in a couple days, maybe 10 days. She goes to my church. She does not hang out on Facebook with me. She does not go to any of my business functions. She is not impressed with how much money I've made. She doesn't care I drive a Porsche. She's already wealthy, right? She does fundraisers for like, presidential races and stuff like that, right? And so that's the thing, guys. If you were to look at your 7-day window of the people you interact with, does everyone know what you do and why you're so happy? Like, what is it? And I think a lot of times, I know I catch it myself that I don't feel like I'm not to my level. It's probably because I didn't have my ketones that morning or I didn't work out. I feel like when I work out, much better, energy levels higher. I rode my bike, I feel great. So whatever it is, let's get that hot market down first, because if your hot market's off or you feel intimidated approaching people, Facebook won't mask it that much. I'm just letting you know, Facebook is an extension of you. So if you are too shy to tell your best friend that, hey, I think you gotta try something, could you do me a favor and actually watch this video and come back with me and actually, try this keto crazy thing with me, just do it. Don't be so tied to the result. They didn't join, or they did join. Don't get tied to the result. Lisa Grossman says it all the time. You want to divorce the result. Don't care about the result so much, right? You need to marry that process. And that process is getting more and more people to seeing the product with you. Okay. So Christopher Norton just generated a sale today or yesterday from someone, him, Brian Couch, and myself have been dripping on for 5+ months. And neither of us knew we were talking to the same person. But does it matter? No, that person's getting ketones, right? They're literally getting ketones, right? So your belief level has to really drive that excitement to why you're building a business. And then people go, dude, what do you do for a living, right? So I just drove back from, I got a free ride from the Audi dealership because they're working on some stuff in my car. And they came back and they're like, hey, what do you do for a living? Guess what I'm going to say? I'm like, well, I actually run a social media company, and social media and the internet actually changed a lot of things for me. I'm in the health business. Like, these are all things that you could just, if you wanted to, it would happen. And I would just say, use Hot Market as the experience to just get it out there. Don't worry about if they say yes or no. Just say the question, what do you know about Keto Max and ketones, or Keto Max and ketosis? The reason we want to say max is because there are other products out there that have no ketones in them. So we want to keep that brand there. And then if they're an expert or they know nothing, it does not matter, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to sell the thing that sells the thing. Don't sell ketones. Sell the video that talks about ketones, right? Sell the thing that sells the thing. Now, honestly, give me feedback, right? Tell me in a private message. If you can't get 5 people a week to look at a video which costs nothing, does not even need an opt-in, and can be seen, I think, anywhere in the world, because Facebook is anywhere in the world, then there's probably another mental block there that I would love to connect with you and actually help you with, right? So sell the thing that sells the thing. All right. And this brings us back to what our foundation piece is Facebook. And the reason we do this is because Jessie Lee Ward hit rank 8. I'm only rank 7. And I'm looking at her numbers. The main reason I believe she's done that is customers. And she's getting so many eyeballs in her Facebook group. Right. We broke 2,000. Awesome job. Right. But my thing is always progression, growth, and we took a turn. I don't know if you noticed this, guys, but last week, my wife, Lori, and some of y'all daily, some of y'all stepped up big. Charlie's, that one photo with the red pants, hot diggity dog. How do we get more of that? Cindy doing an unboxing. It wasn't like, but Lawrence, if I do an unboxing, what if no one buys? What if no one sees it? She's like, I'm just going to do it. It's just part of the process. Let me do it. And she literally responded, man, I got a bunch of people asking me about this unboxing thing. It just works. Don't worry about the result. It just works, right? But we did have a snafu. Christopher's new promoter did an Instagram live or a Facebook live to only their friends. And I caught this with Ben Bradley also. He has really good, like he's kind of witty on Facebook, but I noticed he's only sending it to his friends people, right? So here's a couple tips for Facebook. Number one, we're pushing everybody into a Facebook group called Keto Friendly. Yes, I wasn't here last week. I was on an airplane. But in Orlando, we masterminded. And the main goal is, I think we saw what a Facebook group can do, but I think we misused the idea of why we use the Facebook group. It's not necessarily the first step in a funnel. I'm a funnel guy. And so I had to remove myself and go, what is the real objection to why people don't buy? Why is it not growing faster? Why is there not more engagement? What is it? There's a couple of things, but mainly the big thing is the main community of Keto Friendly, the rebranding of no more 8FM in there because that doesn't mean anything. That was just a placeholder. Keto Friendly is, why would someone come and hang out in our Facebook group? Even with no intention to buy, we should still embrace if they are looking for their better sleep, better health, better inflammation, better weight loss, better muscle gain, better recipes, whatever it is, all of that. Now, of course, it might lean towards low carb, paleo, fat loss, Atkins, stuff like that. That's fine. And so Sandy, Lori, and Jessica, they started posting a couple things, and it really started to pick up. No one really told Charlie what to do, and she just did it. And I think this is why it's so important, right? So here's something to ask yourself. If Lawrence is saying, in terms of outside of Hot Market, Facebook should be the definitive platform, have I been contributing to the definitive platform? And that's just a simple yes or no, right? And so I would say there's 21 people watching this live. There's probably 4 times that watching recording. If everyone posted one of your testimonies, your personal, or if you got your customer to share a testimony, to share a recipe, to share a workout tip, to share a biohack, we would have like 40 to 60 pieces of content every week with just one piece of content. That's just the power of one. I'm not asking Christopher, hey, Christopher, I need 10 hours of your time to build this account up. No. One. And so here's something to imagine. Okay, here's something to imagine. Of the $100,000 in sales a month my organization generates, I personally only generate a very small percentage. Why? It duplicates. And so what I'm buying into you is this. If you want to be rank 6 and get a car that pays you $800 a month, you're not going to generate $30,000 a month personally, right? Well, unless you're Courtney Looper. Courtney does that, but she's the weird one. She has like 300 customers. No one else is like Courtney, which means you have to learn to duplicate, right? Which means if you have a promoter, one of the things you need to do is onboard them. Teach them about our community. Teach them about Hot Market, and teach them about the Keto Friendly group, the Facebook group. Super important. Don't leave that out. I know that big list, we're brainstorming on how to actually break that down so it's a little more digestible, but get them into Keto Friendly and take it upon yourself. Because let's just think about this. If you're not contributing to Keto Friendly and your promoters on your team don't contribute on Keto Friendly, what does that do for your organization? Probably no one's adding them into that group, and you're not getting the retention you want. You're not getting the upsells you want. You're not getting customers asking you for, hey, what is this Heart Tart stuff? You see what I'm saying? I've been coaching some of you guys, and some of you are like, I'm not getting the sales I want. And I go, okay, so of your 15 5-days that you sent out, where are they and how do you communicate with them? And you're like, whenever I text them. I was like, well, number one, try your darndest to get them on Facebook into that group. Now, some of them will not be on Facebook. I get it. But that doesn't mean you can't put them on like a small group that you have on WeChat or Line or Skype, whatever your mode is. But I can guarantee you, if 99% of you just focus on pushing people back to the group, you do not have to create the content. It's the 40 other promoters and customers and prospects creating content, which will keep them engaged, asking the question, why do I want to drink coconut oil? Or what is an MCT? Or Are you sure you can eat bacon every day? These are all things that you do not have to answer those questions if you put them into the community. So what I ask of all the people who are serious, right? People who are serious, post one piece of content a week into the Keto Friendly. Post one. Now, here's some guidelines. Don't post a welcome. I know this might seem weird because we used to do this a lot in other groups. And the main reason is we got 2,000 people in there. 2,000 people don't want to see that you welcome somebody unless it's like, dude, they just finished their 60-day reboot. We're working out and we're feeling fantastic. Like that's a community bonding thing. If you want to have someone actually be like, feel good that they're there, have them say why they're there. Maybe have them contribute. Hey, we're part of the Keto Friendly group. I just added you. You have that really cool tuna casserole that you make, right? Can you add that into the group? Ask them to contribute to the group. As you start to build this out, what happens to your business? It's no longer you shouting out 10 people per week. It's you having 10 customers who shout themselves out by edifying what they're doing. Hey, I can finally fit into my high school jeans, or I cannot believe I can see my toes. Whatever it is, the power of them sharing their own story is probably 10x over if you shared it for them, because Facebook wants them to talk. Facebook sees you talk all the time. Facebook wants new people engaging and talking. So just spending one new post, don't edify and congratulate people coming in. If you can, have them do it themselves, right? And really start thinking, if someone's in this group and they're trying to help with they're getting help with their knees, they got brain fog, they have questions about eating, keto, what should be in the group? And I think testimonies, recipes, biohacking, exercising, meal prepping, non-scale victories, like Charlie's non-scale victory was huge. Like when I saw that, I'm like, oh man, she understands it. See, here's what happens. Charlie understands the power of an NSV, a non-scale victory. And if she teaches that just to her customers who want to get free product, let's say she has 20 customers and she's trying to help them get new customers so they can get free product, all she has to do is ask them, what kind of benefits did you see from this list? And most of them are non-scale. Like I think only one of them has a scale victory, which is weight. Rest of them, sleep, skin, energy, brain focus, muscle retention, inflammation. None of that has to do with the scale, right? So as she starts to develop that, she has people telling her in a group why they feel so awesome, why their tennis shoes don't hurt their ankles anymore, whatever it is, right? She starts to develop something where 6 months later, someone who she added to the group purchases. Case in point, exactly what Christopher Norton had today. We have to be able to engage this, because if you're trying to build a business that lasts 6 months, that's the business where you do everything. Why? Because you'll burn out. You will. If you want a business that lasts 60 years, then I suggest you pattern off of our rank 10, Lisa Grossman. Like, she does some ninja stuff that I'm not even sure she understands, but she's been doing it for so long. I was joking with Brian Couch when we met up with her twice in Boca Raton. Did we meet in Boca? We did. And in Orlando. She does something called Inception. She doesn't tell you exactly what she needs from you. She doesn't tell you exactly what to do, but she tells you in a way where you create an idea that you then take upon yourself and actually do. What happens? She doesn't do it. You do it. And that is like the most ninja leadership skill you could possibly have. You can force someone to do something, or you can say it in a way that the person's like, I want to go do something. You know what I mean? And my wife's not here. She inceptionized my wife. And you got to understand this. This is from a lady who hasn't had a job in over like 6 years. I retired her from accounting. She did not do anything in my last businesses except the books. But she's now recruiting more customers than me because she feels fantastic and she feels open about sharing about ketones. And now she's posting the group. She's engaging with other people in the group. Fantastic stuff. So if you think about how does that business work, you understand Lisa Grossman has built and continually earns from organizations that have over 1 million people. I'm going to say this even slower. I believe it's 1.5 million. She has organizations in other companies that do not require her to get on anything because she has built a business that does not need her. It is not a job. A job needs you to clock in. A business is one that if you built the systems right, you get paid for the work you did in the past. So if we're looking to do a 6-month business, do all the work. If you're looking to build a 60-year business, we got to build duplication processes, right? We got to build processes where it's not about you working more hours. It's about you working smarter. Group work, group coaching. You know what I'm saying? So this is really, really important. So one of the things that we found that works really well is please, please, please do something called a 3-way Facebook chat for all of your promoters to your sponsor. Now, if your sponsor's not active and they're building something else, or they're just like, hey, I'm just on vacation for 6 months, whatever, continue going up or to your next circle of champion, right? Here's why I say this. I have a couple of 100 promoters in just North America, and I'm pretty sure I've only talked to maybe 100 of them. Where do the other 100 go? Like, where are the hundreds of other promoters? How come I haven't spoken to them in some type of chat, right? So I give the permission. You know, Brian sponsored a bunch of people. Norton has a big organization, a lot of customers. As these people start to pop up, don't feel like you have to be the person who's the anchor for the business. 3-way chat, because everyone's on different timetables. Everyone's on probably different parts of the world sometimes. And all you got to do is edify your sponsor and then connect the promoter. And then they might, your sponsor or your circular champion, rank 6 and above, could have some insights that can help you build your business with that person without you having to do it, right? Because 2 people helping a person, I believe, can tag team build that person a little bit better because they have different viewpoints, or maybe they have more time spread out throughout the day. So I would love to see that a little bit more in action because like Norton, he's been around for a bit, but he didn't really know how to read MVP runs. Like, he didn't understand how to read his promoters next, how many days he has left, how much, because I mean, it's not extremely easy to see, but I wouldn't have known unless I asked, hey, Norton, do you know how to read this MVP chart? And he's like, no. So, let's just get on this. Let's kind of figure this out. Let's kind of figure out how your promoter can get to the next level, because it's not about you. It's about your promoter, right? Okay, so here's another tip that I learned. It took me a long time to figure this out. So I think, write this down. So the moment you joined as a promoter, you are no longer being sold to. All right, I'm gonna repeat this. The moment you joined as a promoter, you are no longer being sold to. In other words, right, and another way to say this, no one needs to convince you to continue making money, because that's why you joined in the first place. Your focus is not about, please sell me why I should go to this event. Please sell me why I should be motivated. Please sell me why I should invest in my own education. If you want to make more money, you got to raise your financial thermostat. This is what I learned from someone who's made a couple $1 million in business. He told me, you got to raise your financial thermostat. If you want to earn more, you kind of have to build yourself up and figure out, take your temperature, because if you're constantly asking people to motivate you and convince you that this is the business, or this business model works, or Facebook is the way to do it, there's a big hole. And that hole is where your money's falling through. Your money is literally going down the drain, because the moment you become a promoter, your focus is no longer about yourself. Your focus is about, how do I help my customers, my promoters, and my prospects? And I think if you just spent more time doing that, you would figure out what your audience wants, what you should post on Facebook, the people you should be adding to the Keto Friendly group. Just really think about that and catch yourself. And during the day, you keep arguing about like if it works or not, or should I go to this event or whatever. You understand, it's no longer about trying to convince you that the business model works. It works. It just works, right? It's more about, can you build a duplication process where the people you bring in duplicate, right? I brought in one person who brought in over 1,000 people. Did he bring in 1,000? No. He brought in like a handful. And that handful brought in a handful. And that handful brought in 10. Now a handful brought in 1. Right? And it just kept going. I think I'm like 20 levels deep. How does that work? It does not work because everyone sees you doing the work. Does that make sense? Eventually, right? You're going to have the ability to literally be on an airplane and your team will still have a hangout. I wonder when, just kidding. Last week, I was on an airplane. I'm like, let me just peek in here. Who's in here? Like, who's actually building their business? And we had like a bunch of people hang out and actually build their business, right? This is the thing I want to teach you guys. If you can do that. So Lisa taught this. Look, everyone here, you're all promoters. I will help you build your business. I will help you build your business. I will not do your business for you. I will not pull you to the next commission check. I will not convince you to go to the next meeting. I will not, coerce you. I will not do blackmail. I will not do any of that. What I will do is I will help you build your business. Now, if you say this enough, it makes you understand you need to take the temperature of your promoter, your customer, and your prospect and meet them where they're at, right? Like if you take a prospect and try to sell them and they're not ready, they're probably going to buy and not get on SmartShip. Or if you take a customer who does not want to, buy more than what they need, they're just not. So don't force promoters to go further than what they want. Now, how do you know the promoter who really wants more? They show up to events. They say they've watched the recording if they didn't show up to the event. They message you with updates, not with complaints, but updates. Very different. Hey, last week I prospected 30 people. I added 45 friends. I put up 6 Facebook posts. I didn't meet the 10-4-1, but I did converse and actually close one prospect into a customer and help that. And now I'm helping that customer get a new product. You see what I'm saying? This is the business model. And the business model comes down to you building your business. And so whatever you can track, whatever you can do, we have tools and stuff like that. We definitely want to help you with that. But we can only help you to the effect of where you want to go, right? And I had to talk down one of our promoters. One of our promoters wanted to make $10,000 a month. But if you really think about it, no one needs exactly 10,000. It might be like 8,760. Those are your bills. It's not 10,000. So I think a lot of it just comes down to the actual goal of what you want. Figure out the goal of what you want, and let's figure out how we can get you there. And I can guarantee you it's on Facebook. I'm going to keep harping on this. It's on Facebook. 2,000 prospects, and I bet you about less than 15% of those people in there actually have bought product. All right? Just think about this, okay? So what we want to do is we want to continue something called the ATM, which is the add, tag, and message. You literally ask the question, connect. So it's like this. Pique the interest. Do a Facebook Live, do a box opening, do a Facebook post, do an Instagram post or Instagram story, Facebook story, whatever you need to do to pique the interest. Then they go, Charlie, you look fantastic. What the heck were you taking? You pique the interest. You go, hey, well, let me ask you, what do you know about Keto Max and ketones? They're like, I don't know what the heck those words even mean. Fantastic. Let me go ahead and add you to our private Facebook group that actually talks about the process, because I don't even know how it works. I just know it works for me, right? And I would love to see if it works for you. Then they go, sure. You add them into the group first. Now, just know when you add them into the keto-friendly group, they have to be approved by a moderator. We had 2 people today go, how come my people don't see the post? I'm like, did you know that you had to add them into the post to make sure they can see it? They're like, I did not even know that. You have to add them into the group first. But before that, you have to be friends with them. So if it's a complete cold traffic person, someone that's a complete stranger, friend them, add them to Keto Friendly, tag them into the pin post by writing the @ sign in their name. I think sometimes you can even write their name, it'll pop up. You'll know it's tagged because their name is now like highlighted. And then write a little something, hey, you were looking at my photo and asking me questions. Like, it's just much easier for me to show you a 4-minute video. Once you're done, give me a thumbs up in our private message and we'll start from there. Super easy. You're giving them steps to learn, something to watch. I had a guy I played football with, true story, last week, played football with him in high school. We were both about 210 pounds. He's 6 foot, I'm 5'9". So pretty built dude, Korean guy. He currently today has 2 kids. I have 3, and he works as a sales associate at a furniture store. And I met him, and he knows what I do for a living. And we talked a little bit, and nothing came of it. That was a year ago. 6 months later, which was when we first started, I pinged him about ketones. He's like, no, not really interested, blah, blah, blah. I pinged him last week, pinged him again, right? I'm just dripping, cycling until they literally say no. They say no. Now, the main thing is this guy used to be pretty big. Like we used to do bench press together, right? And work out together. He's at least 40 pounds overweight. Now, if he has zero drive to changing his life around, getting away from being a sales associate on a furniture store floor, I can't help him. And you have to be okay with that. But I have to get the no. You know what I mean? I have to get the no. I am not married to the fact that I need to make sure this guy makes money because we both grew up in the same school. We have the same, very similar backgrounds, but that's the route he chose. But I have to get the no. He goes, no, I'm not going to pay $65 to change my life. I'm like, man, I totally appreciate you for coming back to me and letting me know. Thanks for so much for your time. Hope to see you around, right? I literally bought furniture from him, right? And he knows I don't work a job. And he knows where I live, and you don't do that working as a sales associate. But when someone's financial thermostat is like down here, don't ever talk to them about stuff that they have no aspirations for. So my goal was what? Piquing the interest, having a conversation, talking about ketones, Keto Max. And if he says no, once I officially get no, I cross it off the name and I keep on moving. And that's it, right? As you continue building your business, you cannot help everyone you love or at least care about win. Can't do it. You can't do it. You can draw a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? But that's the process. So my thing is, if I can do this, where I can talk to people, and I can talk to people since high school, right? And that was like 15 years ago or something, but probably more than that. You can do it too, okay? So Facebook, ATM. So then the next question is, well, Lawrence, who do you ATM? Like I only have 200 friends. And let's just say, I know it's not possible because no one ever does this. No one has talked to 200 of their friends. If you have, and you can tell me you've opened up 200 individual messages to all of your friends, I will bend over backwards and I will build you something to give you more friends, right? I have a process for doing that. But the easiest thing would be, we need to start doing the 10-4-1. So in recap, 10-4-1 is the process of posting per week, 10 generic posts, anything you want. I did one about, should you buy a car warranty? That has zero to do, well, actually, it kind of does. Because I just keep dripping onto people, my company is paying for my car, right? So that's more of a 4. But 10 would be, I think I was cooking chili or something. I don't know, it was something weird. Like I'm in Orlando. No, that's still business related to you. I don't know. It was just whatever. 10 things that you can post. It has nothing to do with your business. You feel very confident about. My kid's T-ball, my wife go getting her eyelashes done, whatever it is. 10 generic per week. 4 slightly tailored to what we do with Keto Max, ketones, ketosis. Maybe it's you working out. Maybe it's you eating. Jessica took the photo with the squid. It's the most hilarious thing ever. Christopher's probably hurling a little bit. I mean, come on, man. You were stationed over there. You know the little squiggly things we eat. And it's just funny as heck, but like it's keto. And people are like, how is a squid keto? What the heck what are you talking about, right? And this is the conversations we have, right? And so that's a 4. And then once a week, you just hit him with the right hook. Gary Vaynerchuk says it's left jab, right hook. You're not trying to sell 15 times in a week. Sell once. And if you need to, I highly suggest, if you're like super busy, schedule it, right? Schedule it. I schedule when I need to go take my kids to the doctor. I schedule when I have to leave town. Schedule when you will do your sales call. And all you need to do is bring your A game and share what you're doing. Some results, testimonies from your customers, testimonies from the Keto Friendly group, whatever it is, just talk about the change in your life, right? Talk about that. Do it once a week. So there was a question. They're like, Lawrence, I'm only getting like 5 likes. Why should I do the 10-for-1 every single week? Okay, well, number one, fantastic, you did 10-for-1 in 1 week. Can you do it for 2 weeks? And then the question is like, what would I want to do for the second week? You know, like 5 people liking my photos. I'm like, okay, wait. Let's think about it this way. If you were to go to a television channel and out of the 24 hours of programming, you can only watch one show at 1 p.m., right? And every other time it's just static. Do you think people want to come back? You got to build content into your profile before people come. So once you have the problem of, Lawrence, I've been doing all my 10-for-1s. I've been hitting it. I know exactly what I need to do. I just need more people to see it. That is a different conversation. And it's super, super simple. Go to the Facebook groups that you know something about, that you want to target and actually give some value. Christopher Norton, military. He can be in there all day long. Retired military, PTSD, whatever it is. He knows so much. Gary Aiken, sailing, tall boats. He knows a ton about this. I'm like, what the heck is a tall boat, right? Talk to Lori. What do you know? She's like, I don't know what I know. And the whole time I'm thinking, woman, you got 8 kids. I'm pretty sure you know how to raise kids because you got 8 of them, right? And I was just thinking, I was waiting for her to think of it. She's like, parenting. I'm like, yes, she gets it, right? Because she has 8 kids. She's going to know certain things about putting lunches together, how to get kids ready for college, and another one into high school, all these different things, right? Lori gets it. She, I bet you, has a system that works in her house. And if all she did was give tips, tricks, and ways to stay alive as a mom who works, how many new moms who are like, my sister has 1 kid, okay? She just had her second, and she's like, I'm dying. I'm like, yo, I got 3 kids. What's the problem, right? He's like, what's the problem? You know, what's the problem, right? She's like, you just come over and hold him so I can go take a shower. I'm like, let the kid cry, man. Shoot, that's just them singing to you. Just go take a shower and come back out. Not a big deal. She's like, I can't do it. Like, look, you know something comfortably that you can give value to. Is it engineering? Is it racing cars? But if you really want to dive into, if you were like, well, I know too much about everything, what is the ideal prospect for Prove It? Like, what is the ideal prospect for as a customer, right? Fighters, exercise, gym. So the mixer that we were at the Woodlands, I think like 4 to 5 of them were all like gym trainers. Like, they're all trainers. They own gyms. They own spas. Where do they hang out? Facebook groups that talk about meal prepping, Facebook groups that talk about maybe owning a gym, maybe kickboxing, maybe Muay Thai, maybe jujitsu, Krav Maga, maybe boxing, maybe Facebook group about Fight Club. Whatever it is, there's probably, that's just exercise. But in terms of network marketing, they say 80, I bet you it's 90% of the people in network marketing who do well, right? Or at least a percentage of those that are actually customers are women. So if you start to target people who are women, where do women hang out? Like, where do they go, right? Where do they hang out? Where do they go? Where do they share tips and ideas? It could be anything. And once you understand where your audience is, you can give value and you can be the person who actually shows up. So in terms of marketing, I like to think of this as infiltrating, because you weren't there originally. And the only reason you're there is for business. But if you do it in a way where it makes sense, where you're not salesy, you get a bunch of friends requests all the time. So here's what we did. So in Orlando, I got access to another keto group that had 200,000 members in a private group about keto. I think it was keto for beginners or something. I can't remember. And I looked at it. It gave me the ability to do a Facebook Live in the group. I'm like, that's very interesting. You let me do that. So as a marketer, I'm like, 230,000 eyeballs. 230,000 eyeballs, right? And guys, if all you did was become the 1%er who's super valuable in those groups, how many people will start to follow you just because of that? And this is how you start to change your profile from just family and friends to people who are like, man, I saw your post in that group. I really loved it. I'm following you now. Or another person's like direct messaging you. You know, I really love that tip about when your baby had, you know, like a cough, you know, how you got rid of it, blah, 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 blah. All these things. You start to morph and you start to grow your Facebook profile with the people who already put you on an authority pedestal, right? They already raised you above because you shared something that actually works for them. Okay, guys? So, okay, questions. It is true. It is no longer about you. So thank you, Alexis, for cranking out and actually coming to Orlando. And I think we met a couple of times in Boca and whatnot. Thanks to Christopher Norton for doing the mixer and bringing a guest. Dallas, there is an event. If you haven't been to a workshop before, they're opening the lab. They're doing a mixer, and then they're doing a workshop all Tuesday night. I'm driving in Wednesday, so I do want to say sorry for Courtney Looper's loss. Her father recently passed away, and that was just crazy. So I'll be traveling Wednesday for a one-day trip. Cheryl Paul, I believe she's either still in, I don't know, I haven't checked yet. She might be still in the hospital for flu symptoms. She should be out by now. And then we lost another prover promoter, Jenny Lincoln. She died from flu complications. So insane, just insane. Just, you know, my heart goes out to them. I've been working with support to making sure Jenny Lincoln's account goes to the next of kin, so at least their customers who get purchase products, it goes to her brother, or I think her one of her siblings or something like that. And then all support rolls up to the company versus an account that doesn't answer questions, right? So it's been crazy times, guys. I mean, she was super young, and whenever your time is called, your time is called. So here's what I would suggest. Just go out and crank and do it. Just make it happen. So I'm going to go ahead and bring out Hillary. We've been traveling all over the place together. She's another one of our resident rank 7s, helping pave the way for Courtney and her, I don't know, 300 plus customers and building out processes for that. I'll be meeting with her this Wednesday as I drive in. But look, guys, you have support here. Figure out where your questions are, where your roadblocks are. ATM, Facebook 1041, that's all pretty much what you need. Some of you guys were pretty lucky. Charlie was lucky enough to get an Instagram account. We're going to be cranking yours pretty soon. It's going to be growing nice. But Hillary Grossman, if you want to take it out, close it up, have any tips for the group, and we'll see you guys next week. So I'm going to pause from my end and hand it over to Hillary, rank 7. I'm going to unmute you. You're good to go. Good to go.
Just one thing, because this is something that kind of bothers me, and I just wanted to sort of just re-announce it. So Lawrence said something how, like, everyone needs somebody, but, like, Courtney has, like, 300 customers, so she's, like, getting trained. So even though she maybe got to a high rank quicker because she has a large constituency, like, she is not going to, and she's not going to be mad at me for saying this. She knows that she's not going to be able to get to the next level without developing other people. So even if you come in with an old team or somebody comes at a different thing, know that everyone, to get to wherever next level you need to get, like, you can't do it by yourself. Like, it's not like, even for me in accomplishing the, like, stuff that I have in this, like, it wasn't because I just got it's because of every single person on this, and even Lawrence. It's like every single person doing a little. So it is really important to, like, go out there and share and go out there and do stuff. Because even if you do get someone that hard. Like even Jessie Lee and her team's like exploding. There's only so much that Jessie just herself can do without growing it. So I don't want anyone to get the perception thinking that like that one person's going to be the thing that gets to your business or grows your business. You know, it's investing your time in a lot of little people. That was just one thing that he said. Second thing that I want to say, so this whole call, I was like listening, but I was also trying to take my reboot before and after pictures because I don't know if I'm able to do it in the morning. So I was like, but one, it works. I just finished it, getting the exact angles because I wasn't doing it like matching. So I was like, I have to find the exact spot I was standing and one of these ones. So Alexis has been going through her email list and just really writing some stuff about the reboot. And she's been getting almost 100% response rate. And today for me on Instagram for the past few days, I've leveraged that I called it a 2-day keto cleanse. And so I've been leveraging to everyone, oh yeah, I'm doing this, like in my story, asking if they want to know more, and then setting an appointment with them tomorrow where now I have my before and after picture. I can send them and say, hey, this is what happened to me in 2 days. Like, are you interested in getting on my waiting list? I'm not going to post it on Facebook though until it's actually ready for sale. So just because of like the algorithm and marketing and blah, blah, blah. But I really recommend, even though this reboot's really hard and I didn't love it the whole time, I really recommend everyone do it at least once, because I found that it's way easier to talk to people about something that's 2 days than getting on a supplement for a really long time. And a lot more people are open for a quick, like 2-day thing. So yeah, Lawrence commented polls. Like polls are like legit. And one thing that I really wanted to talk to that and just shine light on Charlie a little bit, because Lawrence said we were going back to the basics. So in terms of marketing, so it really helps. And the reason why I think Charlie's been getting a lot of like, and she's doing this not even realizing that she's doing this because she wasn't on the calls when I like talked about it a few months ago. But when marketing ketones like on your page, it's really important, and even in groups, that you share like the benefit of why this product is working. So today, Charlie, like, and I can let her talk for a second, she posted this picture how she was able to wear like a large size shirt like in a really long and so she got like all this engagement everywhere she posted it. And because like people relate to that, like wanting to fit into something they couldn't have fit in for a really long time, than they do about like all these random benefits and stuff. So if you're talking about it on Facebook or if you're talking on social media, right, get a journal and start thinking of like the benefits of like why. Like today I posted something on Instagram and I kind of did lie, but whatever. I said how like I was so excited because this year I was going to be able to wear a bikini. I mean, I normally wear a bikini, but I asked people to drop an emoji if they wanted to hear, and all these people were excited because I said I was going to be able to wear a bikini. After I saw her picture, I thought of that and I did that. So thanks, Charlie. But just thinking of that when you're marketing, it's just because people relate to experiences and they feel more emotion in those experiences than they do if you're like, well, I have muscle pain, or I have like soreness, or like I'm kind of bloated. They relate to like what those negative feelings, what emotions that make them feel, and they relate to what shame, I know that sounds really bad, but shame they feel in those emotions. And then when they see someone reversing it, they feel empowered, and then that's why they reach out. So just if everyone can, I think that would really help everyone if like you start thinking back to your benefit of the benefits, so then when you're marketing, you can share that, and then you can start getting results like Charlie. I don't know. That's all I had to say.
That was awesome. And Charlie's like awesome because I've been learning a lot from, when you get into the industry for a long time, for marketing, whatever, you kind of like get jaded and like, I don't want to do that. And you just watch when she just with the smile, she just does it. I'm like, dude, this is why this business model rocks, right? You don't need 10 years of PhD mastery of network marketing. Who cares? None of that even matters. Just go in with the smile, take a photo, and go, if someone were to see this, can it empower them and make them feel good, right? Show them a path, right? And that's it. You're giving people hope. And those red pants, man, I'm like, dang, for reals. And so you working out, just feeling happy. And like you did one where like it really made me, it touched me. I mean, it wasn't to a prospect. It wasn't to your Facebook wall, but you literally posted, I think you posted like one of the pieces of mail, right? It was like one of their pieces of mail. And you're like, it's so nice getting mail and it's not a bill. And like, I've never felt that. But when I think about it, I was like, man, if that is like, if you feel like the mailbox is a bill box and you're actually getting something where it's not a bill, like that hit me because I would never have felt that feeling. So I thank you so much for actually and that's the stuff. It's like someone in the group is looking at that and go, what? Like I can literally make my mailbox not be like chasing me down for like bills? Like, yeah, like we want to send you something to encourage you. And, you know, I mean, it was awesome. It was totally awesome. Loved it. Thank you so much for sharing that. And we'll keep the marketing short, easy, to the point. Get with your sponsor if you need help with anything. But we'll be traveling a lot. I'll be back. I'm actually going to the Grand Canyon, I think this weekend. So I might be out of pocket, but if you need me, reach out to me. And just congrats to everyone who joined up. Congrats to, Jason. Jason got like a sale a couple days ago. I think Bill Bradley's got a couple sales coming out. Cindy's got her first sale the first couple of days. Just, work on that one. And I would say everyone, work on at least getting one sale a month and then changing that to one sale a week and then changing that to one sale a day. Can it happen? Of course it can. If you're stuck on this, because if you can get one a month, you can teach someone in your team to get one a month. One customer. And a customer, if you can help them get free product, like, come on, free product. Like I have my bill. I'm going to post it pretty soon in my profile. But I got 30, 60, 80, 100 packets, and I paid $48 after shipping. It was like $38. So it was like 10 cents. It was something ridiculous, like 10 cents a packet, right? And if we can help people actually do that, I mean, we can help people really not ever come to the objections of money and actually finding they're better, right? I truly believe in this. I'm 1,000% entrenched in this. I want to help everyone here get their free car. I want everyone here to be able to get, more thank you notes than bills. I want to help everyone here be able to buy the house of their dreams. I want to help everyone here retire their spouse and maybe even help someone buy their boat, whatever it is. And we're here to help you. But remember, if no one knows you're struggling, if no one knows where you're stuck, we can't read your mind. Talk to the sponsor above. Don't go down, go up. Go to your sponsor, go to the next circle of champion above you. If you don't know who that is, reach out to me. I'll find out where you're at, but reach up, right? And we'll build as a group. Let us know what your goals are, and we would love to help you get there. Okay, guys? So that's it for me, and we'll see you next week. Post in the Facebook group for Keto Friendly and the promoter group if you have business questions, and I appreciate everyone here. So